I began smoking when I was a young teenager, and I really remember quite specifically that at my dance school, people spoke about it as an appetite suppressant, and I was starting the start of what became an eating disorder at that point. So I started smoking because I thought it would help me control and lose weight. I recovered from my eating disorder in my early 20s. I got treatment for that, and then after that, smoking just became part of my general set of behaviours that would escalate every time I had bad anxiety. And my anxiety was going up and down. It's kind of a lifelong, condition for me maybe, but there's enough to worry about when you've got really bad anxiety, you're worried about your weight and your eating, without having to beat yourself up about your smoking as well. Or I would get this kind of false equivalence in my head where I'd say, well, I'm doing all this other stuff to manage my condition so I can let the smoking go. But of course, it doesn't really work like that because it's not balanced out by the other things you might be trying to do to look after your mental health. It's still having the other effects. But sometimes when you're really stressed and everything, you just, you're not necessarily sitting down and making the most kind of well thought out kind of decisions about your health. Because I smoked less than some other people I knew, I always kind of thought, oh, I'm not too worried about this, It just felt like it wasn't such a big deal. But at that point, I was like, this is not how I want to be, I don't want to be smoking this much. I don't like how it's making me feel. Like I could really feel that I was smoking a lot. And so that made me think, okay, enough. I've had enough of this. One of the ways I used to manage my mental health was to take things really easy and be like, today, just deal with the things on your plate and don't get overwhelmed with worrying about do these basic things. So I kind of added not having any cigarettes onto that list of basic self-life management things, and it worked really well for me. I think stopping smoking was good for my well-being because obviously I was physically feeling better and the effect on me there was really good, but it turned out that it wasn't really helping me manage my mental health in any key way anyway, so I didn't really lose anything, but I did gain some things when I quit. It did have a really positive effect on my asthma, and I just feel better in myself. There was a feeling that I was quite pleased with myself because, I do quite a lot to stay on top of my various eating problems and getting so easily stressed about stuff. So I was generally, as a sense for me, feeling, a sense of manageability in my life. I really didn't think that being able to give up smoking would add to that, but it did actually.